It is well known that Leon Edwards was on the receiving end of an unwanted three-piece and a soda last year at the hands of Jorge Masvidal. Since then, Edwards has wanted to give Masvidal a receipt for his service. After referencing the streets, Edwards suggested that Jorge Masvidal make good on his reputation as legendary street fighter if he is unwilling to fight him inside the octagon. "Jorge, let's fight, no money, mutual location, film it, bang it on YouTube," said Edwards. What do you make of Leon Edwards' challenge to fight Jorge Masvidal in the streets? Leave your comments on the section below. Patricio Pitbull fires back at Dana White's comments dismissing Bellator. Several Bellator competitors across many weight classes took to social media on Sunday to respond to UFC president's recent comments dismissing the rival company's light heavyweight division, along with a few other of its marquee names. Reporters also asked White if he was interested in cross-promotional fights with Bellator, but White quickly dismissed the silly idea and claimed to not know about Bellator talent, including Bellator's lightweight and featherweight champion Patricio Freire. It didn't take long for Patricio to respond on Twitter. Tony Ferguson probably fighting Dustin Poirier next, according to Dana White. Tony Ferguson and Dustin Poirier will most likely be sharing the octagon very soon, according to UFC President Dana White. Following the UFC Vegas 7 event, White was asked about Ferguson, where he said El Cucuy has a fight booked. When asked if it would be against Dustin Poirier, he said it probably would be. Although he never revealed a date, Fighting reports it likely will take place in October. It is likely the winner of Tony Ferguson versus Dustin Poirier will face the winner of Debate Gaethje. Ryan Bader issues first statement following Bellator 244 loss. Bellator 244 took place Friday, August 21, 2020 from the Mohegan Sun Arena in Uncasville, Connecticut. The main event featured Ryan Bader in what many expected to be a routine light heavyweight title defense against Vadim Nemkok, but the challenger had other ideas. The main idea was to unleash a flurry of strikes on Ryan Bader and then ride off into the sunset with all the gold. Nemkov earned the TKO victory in the second round, leaving many of the spectators viewing at home stunned. Bader has released a statement via Twitter that suggests that the Bellator heavyweight champ is ready to get right back to work. Well, not the result we were after, but it's the game we play. I'm all good and appreciate the support. I freaking hate to lose, but as always I'll keep working my ass off. Lost one belt but still have that heavyweight belt on my shoulder and will be better than ever. Pedro Munhoz blasts poor judges, demands instant Edgar rematch. We can all agree that the 5-round war between Pedro Munhoz and Frankie Edgar, which headlined UFC on ESPN 15 last Saturday night, August 22, 2020, was an impressive technical fight between two of the very best. The loss was a crucial one for the young Punisher since it marked his second straight defeat, previously losing to current #1 contender, Aljamain Sterling. And it is the case with the majority of UFC fighters. It also meant that the Brazilian bomber went home with only half of his paycheck. The chances of getting a rematch, however, are slim to none, seeing as how it wasn't a title fight and it didn't end in controversial fashion. As far as Edgar goes, he likely won't want to run it back either, since he has his eyes set on the title, so facing Munhoz again would only impede the process. Paulo Costa insists he's the toughest guy on the planet, expects fragile Israel Adesanya to die at UFC 253. Undefeated Ultimate Fighting Championship UFC middleweight title contender Paulo Costa, who recently shared a memorable SportsCenter appearance with reigning 185-pound champion Israel Adesanya, believes the last stylebender is unprepared to handle the self-proclaimed toughest guy on the planet. We're going to find out in roughly 1 month, as Costa and Adesanya are set to collide in the UFC 253 pay-per-view (PPV) main event on September 26th. And while the city and venue have yet to be made official, their 5-round headliner is expected to take place on Fight Island in Abu Dhabi to circumvent the coronavirus travel restrictions. Dana White explains reasons for releasing Corey Anderson from contract. Dana White is pulling back the curtain and sharing his side of why Corey Anderson was released from his UFC contract early. Earlier this month, UFC fans were taken by surprise to learn that a perennial top 10 light heavyweight was suddenly released despite having fights remaining on his contract. Corey Anderson had been a member of the UFC roster since winning season 19 of The Ultimate Fighter back in 2014. He has had his share of ups and downs after earning his contract with the promotion, but he has worked hard to remain a fixture in the rankings. Nonetheless, after 6 years of investing in Anderson's career, the UFC agreed to part ways with the light heavyweight contender. At the UFC on ESPN 15 post-fight press conference, the reporter asked White the question many were thinking, why? First of all, it's the right move for him, White responded. This isn't something that we've never done before. And I think that he feels, and we feel, that he can be more competitive there.